Hi Alex, this is Holly and this is a video response to the question, how do you engage your students? So thinking specifically about technology and the many things it offers us, in particular in online courses, how do we increase an active participation, a interest, a motivation to be involved in the learning activities? A few thoughts on this that I'd like to share. First of all, technology goes a long way to improve the overall aesthetic of being social or feeling as though you are around others. So I believe that very informal or very short, brief, to the point activities can really stimulate a lot of engagement. An example might be a simple tagging activity in a Facebook group where you're sharing an image and students are tagging parts of the image that they relate to. Or it could be, something very simple like a video introduction that you're putting at the beginning of your content or using as a piece of feedback for your learners. So simply by utilizing the technology, I think we improve the overall experience. It doesn't have to be fancy technology. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. But knowing how to use a few simple tools well will allow you to practice with them and use them for different activities. So I believe with technology, if you're working to incorporate a particular type of technology in your course, I recommend that you explore its potential at several points in the course and really try to develop for students a more sustained awareness of how the tool can be used. As the first couple of times the students use the tool, they may not fully connect with or feel the strong ability to work at a higher cognitive level. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So I always encourage educators to try simple activities first and then kind of gradually release responsibility to the students as you increase the cognitive challenge, but keeping the tool the same the whole time so that students can really grok that whole tool experience. And of course, a lot of people in our Swansea community, where I know you from, several online teaching and learning conferences, have inspired this type of engagement and interaction. But it is also the very simple and small things that can make a big difference for students with engagement. So really reaching out to students, responding to their requests, working to have a regular time of feedback that you're responding to students. So it may not be that you respond right away, but that students begin to know what your patterns are and have an idea of when you'll be online. And then, of course, don't forget the ability to, post more frequently to your course news forum, your course updates forum. Just regularly sharing information with the students can be very helpful. As you work with informal and more formal activities with your students, develop some ways to identify for your students within your instructional design what is required or very important or graded versus what is more informal. These are just a few of the tips that have really helped me engage my students. I am often surprised to hear that students feel they are they're in a very engaging learning environment. When I feel that there are many students and it's hard for me to connect with each one of them individually, but if I have structured activities that encourage peer feedback and peer interaction, that really goes a long way, and people feel that they've benefited from all of the conversation that they've been exposed to, not just the feedback from their instructor. So whenever possible, design activities that your students can work on together. And you may be intimidated. You may be scared to ask them to collaborate, to communicate, to share together. Scaffolding this community is a journey that you work with your students on from the very beginning of class, but it's worth it. And don't underestimate your students. Give them a challenge that is worthy of their attention and time, and they will be engaged and they will produce amazing work. So that's all I have to say for today, Alex. I'd love to hear anybody else's response to Alex's question, and I wish you all a fabulous new school year as we roll into 2013. Farewell and namaste.